So, hi everyone, welcome back to another episode with Redefined. I know it's been a while, but I'm sure you guys won't be angry at me anymore because I'm really excited and inspired for today's guest, who is Shikha Bhatt. She is a working mother and a content creator on LinkedIn. She has over 80K plus followers, insane, right? And aside from being an inspiration for many, she's also the founder of Stories That Matter, and she's also an advocate of mental health. Wondering how her journey kind of with mental health and content creation started. Well, we are here with her and let's just find out through her. So, hi Shikha, how are you doing? We are incredibly honored to have you today with us.
Hi, Ritika. I'm doing perfectly fine despite my allergies. Everything is well.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. And Shika, I think right off the bat, just starting off, I think I'm just really curious. Like, I know on your profile, I read something called Momtastic. So I'm kind of
Yes.
curious to know what is Momtastic and what does it mean to you?
Momtastic means I am pretty much fantastic, even being a mother. It's
Yeah.
it's nothing like the traditional role that a mother has according to the Indian society, that she
Yeah.
has to be like this or that. I'm pretty much not the ideal one. I actually, it's a funny story. I tell my friends that my daughter would never say "माँ के हाथ का खाना" because I don't cook. I don't cook at all. So that's one thing that I don't do as a mother. Besides that, being fantastic means I am pursuing my passion. I started pursuing my passion after I became a mother. I thought, okay, I can give it a go, and that's when I realized, oh, I can do a lot more than I probably thought I could do
Yeah.
before I got married or before I became a mother.
Yeah.
So I started content creation full time basically after I was a mother. I had no idea what it was about. I was into branding, but core content writing, I had no clue until I was 28. I started then,
Oh,
and
wow.
since then it's been an up and up,
That's
thankfully.
amazing. And would you say you've kind of come to redefine what like a mother actually means? And
Yes,
if so, in your definition, who is a mother?
I believe in today's term, our mother is someone who is very proactive about her needs as well as her child. She
Yeah.
doesn't she doesn't uh, for example, sacrifice her needs for her children.
Yeah.
It's basically integrating both into her schedule. That's the idea of being mother today.
Yeah. And no, I think I 100% agree with that because I think what you are doing honestly is amazing. And I think that in turn becomes an inspiration for children. Like so many of the courses we take, also, we kind of learn that many of these stereotypes about, the classic mom roles, they're very stereotypical in nature and they originate from the old times. And
Yeah.
obviously, we as a country as a world have evolved, so obviously those roles also have to change. Women
Yes.
are now not defined anymore. They are working, they are just slaying it everywhere, just like you are. And I
Mhm.
think it's amazing what you're doing. And I'm also kind of curious, 80k plus followers, that is insane. That's a lot of people who are looking up to you. How
Yes.
did that kind of happen?
Honestly, I have no idea. When I started LinkedIn, I didn't start with the concept of personal branding. I had no idea what personal branding was until last year. The
Yeah.
concept was pretty much new. It started getting all the rounds and applause probably in 2021. Before that, personal branding was mostly stick to. I think personal branding was for brands only.
Yeah.
Nobody thought a person or a human being could be a brand itself. So when I started, it was just to vent out whatever was going through at work, at
Yeah.
home. So it was mostly my live journal. So
Yeah.
I was just talking about whatever was happening. Then I switched to whatever I was learning. So I thought, okay, whatever I'm learning, I should share out to the world. So I started with content writing. That was my main focus then. Slowly and steadily, when my preferences changes, I started consuming more content, what people were talking about, what was that was more important. I left LinkedIn basically for like 6 months in between.
Yeah.
I wasn't posting anything. I wasn't even consuming content. I was so much pretty much busy with my full time job and with my daughter. But then I thought, okay, I was around I think 35 K followers then when I left.
Yeah.
But had I not done that before, I would have crossed 100K pretty much sooner. But yeah, I'm glad whatever I did, that was the goal. But when I came back, I had much more clarity. I had much more focus on what I wanted to gain out of LinkedIn. So I started talking about, since health and wellness has been close to my heart. I think when I was a child, it's been biology, biotechnology. That's how my life started. Then healthcare branding, then writing for health and services. It's
Yeah.
like all through I have been associated with health in some or the other form.
Yeah.
So that's how I started talking about health and wellness. Slowly and steadily, I started nichifying my content because health and wellness is a very broad topic. A lot goes there. So my focus then, that's when it went to mental health.
Yeah.
Because I had experiences in my life. I was talking to people who had experiences. I got to know a lot of what was happening in the world, what was happening around. That's how I became a mental health advocate. So my content revolves now absolutely around mental health, whether it is uh, physical health related to mental health, nutrition related to mental, everything. The end point is mental health.
Yeah. No, definitely. And what would you say is kind of like, what is something your content is doing or that you are doing on LinkedIn, which kind of makes it very different or likable to the audience as compared to others?
Oh, apart from photographs, I would say all the all the tips that I have personally actually followed. It's not something that I read or then I understand the implication and then I write. No, it's something that I've experienced on my level, or something that my friend or my family or someone has talked about it, actually used it. So
Okay.
that's what it is different in my content. That's what I think. That's what people have told me. Okay, that we didn't know, we are experiencing the same thing, but we didn't know we could actually apply it.
Hmm.
So I that's probably it's not all the bookish language. It's what I do. People could tweak it. People could make it their own formula out of that. So that's what it
Okay.
is different.
So more like real life experiences that you and your friends have gone through. That you
Yes.
Okay. And would you say that is like a tip to succeed on LinkedIn for everyone, or do you think it's very individual?
I think it is individual. For example, when I started LinkedIn again, my idea was to generate leads,
Yeah.
honestly. So I was talking about a lot. It was health based, but it was more regarding what is personal branding, what is health and wellness, what is content writing. So that I could garner the attention there. But for some, it's lead generation. For some, it's thought leadership. For some, it's just gaining the visibility. For some, it's job seeking. So
Yeah.
everybody is different. For me, it's right now, it's more so it I want to be a thought leader. When people talk about mental health, they should know my name. That's my
Yeah.
whole purpose right now. So if people start talking about, okay, they can relate to my content and they can link it to mental health, my purpose is solved.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm not looking for any lead generation, thankfully. People are actually coming out on honestly with LinkedIn. I'd never had to go out and type, I need work, would you
Oh,
like to see my work, I would like to work with you. It was always the other way around.
yeah.
So my content did work. What I wanted to do with my content was, the purpose was solved last year only. I'm working with fabulous clients. I'm working with for the last 1.5 years, right? So lead generation has not been my priority as such. It's only that I want to create awareness around mental health, which is
Yeah.
somehow not a largely discussed topic, at least in India. It's
Yeah.
more like a taboo. Even today, it's more like, okay, the person has to be mentally ill. That's how the concept goes even today, especially in tier 2,
Yeah.
tier 3, or tier 4 cities. So yeah, the basic aim is to for awareness, but for others it could be anything. The idea should be,
Yeah.
whenever you write on LinkedIn, it should be your personal experience, what you did, what you learned, and how you apply. When you start talking about it, it will be always different. It should never sound like a bookish language. For example, everybody is talking about personal branding, but
Yeah.
why personal branding and how personal branding? Start showing it, right, rather than telling it. That would help
Yeah.
much better.
No, definitely. And I'm also kind of wondering is like, Shikha, you mentioned about mental health as well. I know mental health is a topic which not everyone is very, very comfortable with, which is why I'm kind of wondering what is your thought on, like, there are two ways of thinking. One is some people say that create content that is catered to your audience needs versus creating that familiarity with your audience through your content. In the sense, I don't know if you get the difference between the two. Like the first one is where you create your content based on what the audience wants.
Yes.
Secondly, you try to familiarize your audience with the content you want to put out. So when it comes to mental health, like which one do you think is kind of like the thing? Because I know with mental health, not everyone's very comfortable receiving
Yes.
such posts.
I would say it should be a balance of both.
Okay.
For me, it's like 70-30. 70
Okay.
is what I want to tell to my audience, and 30 is what they want to know.
We heard.
Something
Okay.
like that. So basically, I would suggest right now people want to know your story because they want something that is relatable. They
Yeah.
don't want something that they want to know because they already know. They have
Yeah.
already Googled it. So they want to know your experiences, how you went through it. What are they just want to know we are not alone. They are also
Yeah.
facing the same thing. It's not something that I am facing at all. And with I think with so many people actually coming out, especially the celebrities. Like
Yeah.
there was an article by Virat Kohli. He talked about mental health. There are a lot of celebrities who are actually the influencers in country like India, who people actually look up to. When they start talking about mental health, they start talking about their own journey. That's when people are like, okay, if they can have it, why am I different? So that's the role of influencers. When you start talking about your journey instead of what people want to hear, they will start talking about their journey. So that should be the push. You talk about your journey, the people start talking about theirs.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think like, you also like mentioned about like lead generation before. And I think I had kind of like a question around that is because I think a lot of people have this assumption that anyone who is like a creator on LinkedIn is earning money out of every post that they're creating. Is it true
No,
or not?
no. Unless you are a part of career accelerator program, no, you are not. You aren't earning any money.
But then people who are a part of the accelerator program, are they earning
Yes,
money?
they got money from LinkedIn. Yes, whosoever was a part. For example, 200 creators were part of that. So yes, they got money for creating posts on LinkedIn. That was the part of all the things that
Okay. And was there like application based? What is the scenario? Because I think a lot of people are interested in knowing that some people that started viewing LinkedIn as a profession as well, as something that they could build to be, how you have two, three financial streams in your life,
yes.
and people want to build it as an income source as well. So,
Okay,
what would
so
be your recommendation to people?
basically one is creator accelerator that is
Yeah.
sent by LinkedIn. For example, right now it's in US. They have already the applications are already closed. This is their second session there.
Okay.
India one is closed already. The program. So one is this. The second one is personal branding. That's how people are actually, or people like me are actually generating revenue. So what we do, we go straight for our clients for their LinkedIn platform, and uh, we set a price and we get money out of writing content pieces for them. So that is one source. What you can do from LinkedIn is you can always take LinkedIn to your lead generation platform. For example, if you have a website, you can take them to that. If you have a newsletter, you can take them to that. It could be a paid, it could be unpaid. It is what you want from LinkedIn. You can always generate.
Yeah. Okay, but then how do you find clients? Like, would you say that now, see, like you have an enormous following? Would you say that is one of the main reasons why you have a lot of clients reaching out to you? Or do you think it's maybe the type of content you put out and maybe the value proposition you offer to clients?
It is actually both. For example, followers don't matter. Most of the people who are actually doing personal branding have less followers than me. They have only started talking about, but they have been into content creation or social media copy
Yeah.
creation for a long time. So they have value proposition to give to their clients. So they start cold emailing, or clients start reaching out to them through whatever they are posting. So posting content on LinkedIn does help your client to understand how your writing style is, what you are actually fascinated about, passionate about. Would you be able to write the type of content that they want from you? So
Yeah.
right now, as I said, I don't have to reach out to anyone. So it's mostly referrals that I'm getting. So
Okay.
it's like the ones I worked before, they are referring me to their friends or their other colleagues, and that's how it is. So referrals and networking is one of the major parts of building your clientele on LinkedIn as well. So the more and more you provide quality work to your current clients, the more you have the chances to gaining much more clients without even cold emailing.
Yeah.
uh, and it also depends on whether you're working as a solopreneur or you have an agency. When it comes to building an agency, you can always cold email. That's the best practice that most agency owners do, because they want quality leads. They don't want to just go on a call with anyone they don't want to work to. So it depends on what your end goal is, how you're operating. That yeah.
Okay. Because the thing is, I've honestly got a lot of questions from people, like, who are on LinkedIn, who are, let's say, medium creators in a way, who are just kind of growing. So, what would you say is a starter pack for them to kind of get started with monetizing LinkedIn? Like, what would you say are the first few steps that they should make to kind of get started, get clients and everything?
I think first step is creating content. The type of clients they want to work with, start creating content around that.
Oh,
Start engaging with the content of the clients they want to work with.
yeah.
That's the second step. Third is start reaching out. I would say when you reach out, I think everybody says that. I would just pitch in my 2 cents as well in the same area, that never be like the salesy when you go to someone's DM and hi, hello doesn't work at all. You have to completely write why you are writing initially, and never start with a sales pitch. Talk about something that you have mutual interest. Talk about something the person has already talked about and you are really passionate about that. Something that helps you create a middle ground and start a conversation. It should always be about starting a conversation than pitching someone.
Okay.
So there was a time, one of my clients that I'm working with, we knew through mutual connections. We started talking about, and he said, "Oh, I'm looking for someone and someone." I was like, "Okay, I'm also working in the same space. Let's check if we can start working together." So that's how the natural conversations can grow, and you can start end up working together. The more it is natural, the more are the chances that you can get the work. And it's not only about the conversations, it's also about how you propose your create a proposal, and how you propose your services, and what's your profile, for example, portfolio in the same. For example, if you are pretty much new into the space, you have no history of working with any clients, how will you tell people that you are capable of handling a client like them?
Yeah.
The best way is start posting on LinkedIn, show your skills.
Okay.
LinkedIn has a, if you want to write get a client for blog writing or article writing, start writing the articles on LinkedIn. They just want to know how you can engage a client, how you write, what is your writing style. Would you be able to do something that they are willing to do, or they are willing to get from an article they want you to write on. Or if you are a, for example, if you're a graphic designer, you can start posting graphics regarding, create a story around it. A lot of people are actually doing it and showing their skills.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's all about how you implement what
Evidence.
you have learned.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying it's all about how you implement what you have learned, and start talking about it in your way so that people can know that you exist. The whole purpose of doing it is to let people know you exist. You are also there to get things done from.
Yeah.
Once you start showing it, you will get clients.
Okay.
LinkedIn, let me add one thing. LinkedIn is a long haul game. You can't think about, I started writing a month back, oh, I should get clients right. And sometimes people get it.
Yeah.
That's not, it's not that they are doing better than you. It's not like that. It's just, sometimes it's luck, sometimes it's content, sometimes it's region demographics that people are actually looking for in the same demographic. So you should keep on doing the work you want. If you think it much more time, you can always cold email. You can always start engaging on their content. You can always take the first step. You don't have to actually wait for someone to talk to you for the work. You can always take that first step. But to show someone that you are capable, you have to start making content around it.
Okay. Okay, makes sense. And I think from what you said, I kind of understood it's very similar to like getting a job in a way, like networking. You know, as I say, don't in the first call ask for a referral. In the first call, build a relationship with them and then eventually kind of hint them that you're interested in working with them. And so
Yes.
first, I think, as you mentioned, first step would be for people to identify what clients they want to work with. Secondly, start engaging with their content. And
Yes.
third, start producing content which caters to them, you know,
Yes.
and then kind of do that process of initiation of building a relationship and then eventually.
Exactly.
So it's a long-term process, as you said. It's not something that happens. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. And how do you set the price? I'm very curious about that. Like, if you're not comfortable, you don't have to share the rates. But like, how do you decide what's like a correct price to kind of set with your clients?
Honestly, I talked to a friend of mine. We have a lot of discussion around price because I had no idea when I started. I started whatever I thought was good enough for me.
Yeah.
But when I started talking to a few friends of mine in the same industry, so we started creating a benchmark. Okay, now this price is good enough for us. Then this price is good. It depends on. Everybody would be saying everybody knows the language.
Yeah.
Nobody is that they don't know English language, but how you craft a post, how you tell a story, it's altogether a different skill.
Yeah.
So you could be a fresher, you might know everything, but you might not be familiar with all the craft that goes into writing a blog or that goes into writing a social media content. So if you're fresher, I would say it would be better. You could talk to the people who started, who are into the industry for like 2 to 3 years. They will give you a good grasp of what is right now the correct price that they can offer. So I would say rather than quoting a price of your own that means nothing. It could be you might be underselling or you might be overselling yourself. I would suggest talking to people who are in the same industry.
Okay.
Ask them and create something average or a middle ground where you think you will be able to. It would be something like no profit, no loss initially, so that you know what the craft is all about.
Yeah.
Will you be able to scale it further? Will you be able to? Are you passionate about it? Because we know everybody's writing. We are like, okay, it has good money. I can do it too. So once you know that you are willing to put all your effort in it, start with something that is no profit, no loss with you.
Okay.
Understand what the industry is talking about. Are you passionate about it? Then set your prices accordingly.
Okay. And Shikha, all of this knowledge that you have, did it come from any particular resources you were making use of, or any searches or platforms you were making use of, or did it just come through the experience you have had on LinkedIn?
All the experiences through LinkedIn. I learned LinkedIn from LinkedIn.
I like that. Learning LinkedIn from LinkedIn. And I think that is true though, because it does give you a lot of like insight into things that are happening around. I think it's amazing to see how it's becoming a platform where which you can start monetizing, you know.
Yes.
A lot of people are using it, as you said, for lead generation. I did not even know what that term means properly, you know, initially, because I worked initially in a lot of like social media. For me, lead generation meant like, you know, the following, this and that. I never thought about it in the fact that you can convert it and make something that is monetary, which I think is incredible. So like, you know, I that's why I feel like many times LinkedIn could be like a future career. I see it happening like a full-time career also for many.
It's not the future, it's the present right now. Everybody is building a career out of LinkedIn.
Okay, I'm in the past then. I need to but then I'm also kind of curious, you know, like what according to you are certain like misconceptions that people may have about content creators in general or about content creation in general?
I think everybody thinks that the posting a picture does the work.
Yeah. I don't know why, but everyone thinks that. That's true.
Yeah. But nobody would see your photograph after 2 or 3 clicks. Why would they see you every day when there is nothing to offer?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, this is one misconception that the reason people are posting photographs because LinkedIn algorithm is boosting the post with photographs, and it's not just if you see the difference between a graphic post and your natural state post. The difference is you can't even compare. It is like this.
Yeah.
This is the thing. So that's why people want to reach out to more people. People want to increase their impressions. People want to talk about a lot of things. They want people to comment. They want people to engage. So I don't find any problem when people are posting their pictures,
Yeah.
even if that is relatable or not relatable. It's all about what they're offering in their content.
Yeah.
If it is good enough, I don't see any harm if they're posting a picture.
Yeah.
I think, and one thing that people think about content creation is like, you just say a word and we have the words flowing. A lot of my friends were like, okay, Shikha, this is my photograph. Please write a content for me. For example, a caption for that photograph. I was like, okay, let me think about it. So this is, I think, the misconception that we just have all the words like this flowing out, and you just have to give us a topic and we just start talking about it.
Yeah.
Content creation is more about storytelling, sharing experiences, especially when it is on social media. When it is a blog or an article, that it is altogether a different story. You have to research, you have to talk to a lot of people, you have to go for a structure that uh, engages a lot of people. So there are different processes for following different types of content. Or also, and also when it comes to content creation, everybody thinks social media copywriter is equivalent to a blog writer. No, it is not.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
So
definitely.
yeah, that's what it happens. Also, everybody thinks content creation is very simple.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Right now, I can say it is very simple because I have been doing for the past 5-6 years. Every day grilling. That's how I came to a point when I can actually think about a topic and write upon it. Because I know I'm passionate about the topic. I have read hundreds and thousands of articles around it. I have consumed a lot of content around it. I've talked about it. So I know what I want to write about, what I want my audience to perceive through my writing. But it is not possible for everyone to do that.
Yeah.
So it is a very challenging concept that people think, okay, and also everybody thinks everybody is on LinkedIn. They don't have work to do. Yeah, this is one also misconception, that people think the people who are content creators, they are all the day on LinkedIn. They have no other life.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, I've also heard that a lot from people. And I think even in terms of the pictures you said, I think honestly, I think it's in fact important sometimes is because it does create relatability, even though the picture may not be relatable to any content they write. But I feel like you just get to know, okay, this is a real person. And I feel like after COVID happened, people are looking for face-to-face interaction.
Exactly.
LinkedIn, by posting pictures, it's allowing you to have that face-to-face interaction online, which I think
Yes.
is actually great because I think you understand that person a lot more. At least that's my perspective. So I completely agree to that. And I would say it's like, then like, you are a mom and a creator. Then what would you say? What does being a mom creator mean to you?
Just a mom who is creating content on LinkedIn. I think we give a lot of focus on that. A person is a mother. How is she doing it? How do I've actually many people have asked this question: how you are taking out time to do all this? I was like, I was grilling through the content. Probably in 2020, I was creating 3 pieces a day. So
Yeah.
that was tough. Right now, it is not tough. I'm just creating one piece 5 times a week, and it is done. And I don't have to research about it at all right now. So it is very, very easy for me right now.
Yeah.
So I think people think what mothers do is they get into the kitchen, they go to work, then they come back, they cater to their children. They don't have a life of their own. That's
Yeah.
what the perception is going around with mothers. I think that's what it is breaking right now. I see so many mothers creating content on LinkedIn, and everybody is talking about a different topic. It's not related to what mothers are doing. It's something related to what they are passionate about. Somebody is talking about relationships. Somebody is talking about child care, parenthood hacks. Somebody is talking about content journey. Somebody is talking about whatever their tech role is. So much different content from mothers. So it's not just parenting that we are fantasized about. We are doing much more than just that.
Yeah. No, I think that's a follow-up question was going to be like, does it annoy you? the fact that people put so much emphasis on it. Because I know, like, even on LinkedIn, like initially, even though like the hype may start around the fact that, oh wow, she's like a mom, she's working and she's creating content, like amazing. And I feel like that's why, like, I was so curious to know, like, and I think from what you said, it does, I think, get annoying at a certain time, is like how fixated people are on that term mom itself. You
Yeah.
no longer identified as a creator, but you become this separate group
Yeah.
called mom creators in a way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen everybody's like, oh, your daughter is you are a very good mother. I'm like, okay, whether I'm good or not, that is my daughter's
Yeah.
perception, whether she thinks me or not. But I'm on women first. Come on, treat me first. That I don't. I very proudly say I'm a full-time mother, but I don't want to be recognized as a mother only. I am content around mental health. Let's talk about that instead.
No, definitely. And now we're just gonna, because we are already moving towards the end, I'm just gonna move to the rapid fire kind of round, what I call. And just like 5 questions, and you just have to answer each question under 2 minutes. So the
Okay.
first question is, what is your biggest fear regarding content creation?
My biggest fear is I probably will get bored of content creation after some point of time, because I am someone who is very lazy. I would rather go and watch a Korean drama than write content. So I think after a certain point of time, it would be no content creation and it would be only Korean dramas. That's my fear.
No, I could agree to that. I understand why. Secondly, I was wondering, is there an ugly side to content creation? And if yes, what is it?
Oh yeah, I think the vanity matrix, as what we say, especially when you start creating content on any social media platform for that matter, it grills a lot.
Yeah.
It is in your head whether you want it or not. It is in your head, especially initially. Once you start getting uh, some sort of decent engagement, people start recognizing you for your content. Then it gets. When I started initially, I used to write to my friend who who, who is still connected with me. I was like, yeah, why I'm not getting impressions, and he was getting impressions. So right now the plates have changed. Now he talks to me like that. Why I'm not getting impressions and you are getting impressions? So yeah, when you start out, it's really grilling. I would suggest, yes, it will be tough initially, but you should talk to someone who is into the same journey, who has started with you, or who has already started and you know the person personally. Just talk to them, because vanity matrix will always be in question, because you are creating content on social media. You have to think about that as well. Otherwise, how will you grow? How will you know that your content is working? How will you know that you have to adjust or adapt or change your style of doing things?
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm also kind of wondering, is what would you say is your biggest achievement
On LinkedIn.
in general?
Okay. Right now, I think my biggest achievement is I'm working with the clients I wanted to work with.
Yeah.
I'm actually getting a lot of experience on a lot of things I didn't know happened. I had experiences, but I didn't know it was on such a larger scale. So I'm getting to know a lot of things, especially when it comes to women and professionalism, how women are growing, and what is the leaky bucket, and why women are not growing as they should be growing after becoming a mother or after marrying. So that's something that I wanted to talk about, and somehow I got a chance to work with such clients.
That is amazing. And just last 2 questions. Who is your inspiration?
Honestly, it sounds like cliche, but I never choose anyone as an inspiration. I consume content. I like people. My inspiration change every day. So it's like I like somebody's content today. For example, I read a post in the morning itself. So it was someone talking about suicidal attacks. So the person who was getting suicidal attacks right from the age of the thoughts from the age of 16, but how the person started talking to, she was getting all the help, but something was not good from inside, from her side. But she kept talking to herself, no, good days are coming, good days are coming. Now she's 25.
Yeah.
Imagine if she had taken that step, then there would not be any life up.
Yeah.
that she's actually living right now. So that's something that inspired me in the morning. So my
Okay.
inspirations change every day of the kind of content I consume. So yeah.
Yeah. And then last question is, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
uh, in terms of roles and positions, no, but I want people to recognize me when they talk about mental health. I want people to actually call me up and say, we want to talk more about mental health. We want you to talk about what your experience is, share your experience. That's what I want.
Perfect. That is all for today. Thank you so much, Shikha. That was amazing. I'm sure this is going to be so useful also for so many students and other creators out there, I think, who are all hoping to start building a platform for themselves, on LinkedIn, and not just use it to create an impact, but also have monetary incentives out of it. Because I think, finances at the end of the day is important for everyone.
Yes,
And I think,
everyone. Yes,
yeah. And I think LinkedIn is becoming the dream career for many because it's a combination of your passion and at the same time you get to earn for it. So I think
yes.
that is amazing. And thank you so much for sharing everything. And this concludes our talk for today. And yeah.
It was really nice talking about a lot of things, including LinkedIn.